What's the deal, YouTube? It's your boy Tank Be Chopping, and I'm coming at y'all with another haircut tutorial. Alright, so what we finna do on this cut, we finna do a low fade on the sides. We're gonna take some off the top, we're gonna put a hard part, and we're gonna line them up. Let's go. Alright, so since we're gonna go ahead and trim the top, I'm actually gonna start prepping the top by saturating it with water, combing the hair the direction it lays. Since we are doing the comb over, obviously it's laying this way, so I'm combing it that way so I can go ahead and start cutting it. Alright, so as you can see, I'm starting off in the middle of the head. I'm pulling up a section of hair and I'm creating my first initial guideline. And however much hair I cut off here, I'm gonna follow this, basically I'm gonna follow this guideline through the whole head on top. So I'm working my way forward, and when it comes to the bangs area, I'm actually gonna leave that slightly longer. Not much, but I am gonna leave it a little longer. And now every time I pull up a section, I'm pulling up a little bit of the hair that I previously cut. That way I can see how much hair needs to be cut off of the rest of the hair. I hope that makes sense, guys. I'm trying to explain this as it goes on. I know some people have issues with doing shear work on top, so I was just trying to explain it as much as I could. But yeah, that's basically what I'm doing here, guys. So now we're gonna start by debulking the side of his hair. I'm just taking that number 3 guard on my absolute alphas, and I'm coming up right below that parietal ridge area, and I am doing a slight flick out motion. Everything that's on top of this line, basically, I am gonna do some clipper over comb work, but right now I'm just bringing the sides down, debulking all the sides so I can have a level playing field so I can actually start my low fade. Alright, so now that that is done, I'm taking my Babyliss Skeleton FX, my silver trimmers, and I'm creating my initial bald guideline. And like I said, we are doing a low fade. I am gonna try to keep some of his C-cup, even though his C-cup isn't really, that strong and too dominant. I am gonna try to keep that and enhance that slightly at the end of the cut. But anyways, as you can see, I'm just balding him out, setting that first initial guideline. I am coming up over the ear, and then I'm dropping it down in the back. And I'm basically just gonna come right below the occipital bone, and I'm just gonna take off the rest of that hair. So you can turn your trimmer facing the other way and set that line in like a lineup, but the reason why I'm not doing it right now is because it leaves a harder line and makes that line a little harder to take out. Not much, but it does make it slightly harder to take that line out, so I'm just coming up and leaving what's called a soft line. So now I'm taking my shaver. This is my rose gold shaver from Babyliss, and I'm using this to take down the hair on the side to skin. I'm coming up right below that line that I just created, and I'm flicking out. I don't want to come all the way up to that line because it'll leave too harsh of a line. Now I got my clipper with the lever all the way open, and I'm gonna come up a section. So I'm basically gonna come up about 3/4 of an inch, following that same shape. I know you're probably thinking like, man, this isn't 3/4 of an inch, but I am gonna bring that guideline a little higher. But yes, I'm coming up. I'm making sure I'm flicking out, and I'm just following that same shape on the head. And as you can see, I just adjusted my lever halfway, and I'm coming up about halfway in between that line that I just created, and I'm still using a slight flick out motion. Now my lever is all the way closed, and I'm attacking that bottom line, still flicking out. So as you can see, now I'm just doing some small detail work in between, just making sure that's all consistent. Now I got my one guard on my clipper. My lever is all the way open and I'm coming up another section. Same thing, I'm coming up about 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch with my lever open, following that same shape, flicking out. Now, as you can see, or you may have not have seen, but I did close my lever. And I'm just attacking that bottom line. You can use your lever halfway open and come up halfway between, those two lines. But I just decided to do it this way on this specific haircut just because I felt like it was gonna be a little easier for me. So remember, you can always do small lever play and small detail work in between each section if you feel that works better for you. So now I got my 1.5 guard on there. My lever is open. Coming up another section, really focusing on using that flick out motion, trying not to apply too much pressure. And then I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna adjust my lever closed and try to get rid of that bottom line. And if it doesn't get it out completely, guys, it's okay. Y'all know I like to do a lot of detail work at the end of my initial steps. So if it doesn't get it all the way out, that's perfectly fine. You could just go through your steps and then worry about getting them lines out once you start detailing. So now I'm doing some clipper over comb work. I'm just placing my comb at a 45-degree angle and I'm taking off all that hair, basically that comes out from the comb. And I'm gonna be completely honest with y'all guys, I am not the best at clipper over comb. I do it from time to time, but remember guys, when it comes to using these techniques, you're only gonna get better at using these techniques if you practice them. So I decided to say, you know what, let me start doing a little bit of clipper over comb. Now, I'm not saying you have to do it. You can still come out with good haircuts without doing it, but sometimes this makes the process a little quicker. For me, I'm not sure if it made it quicker or not, but it did help get rid of some of that bulk. So as you can see, it's a lot. The haircut looks a lot cleaner, even though I'm still gonna go back and I'm doing some detail work. It just made it easier for me. So this is my number 4 guard, and I have my lever closed, I believe, and I'm just, I'm gonna start my fade down process, my detail process, and I'm just taking away some of them dark areas, just trying to make sure this blend looks better. And I'm doing the same exact thing with my 3 guard. I'm coming up right below what I just did. And then the same exact thing goes for my number 2 guard. So I'm just coming up right below what I just did, and I am using that flick out motion. Making sure I'm not creating another harsh guideline. And I did start with the lever open. As you can see, I just adjusted it closed. Here's my 1.5 guard. Doing the same thing, just attacking these dark spots, attacking these areas that look like they need to be touched up a little more. Just trying to make sure this blend comes together and I give this man the best haircut he can possibly get, or the best haircut I can possibly give him. And now I'm back down to my number 1 guard. Lever is open. And I am gonna adjust this lever closed. But yeah, guys, sometimes, especially on this haircut, I had to use a lot more detail work. And like I said before, that's perfectly fine. Sometimes you are gonna have to detail a little more than other haircuts. Sometimes hair just fades a little more easier. But the fact that his hair was pretty thin, it kind of made it, harder for me. I didn't wanna take any guard too high. And I had to make sure I was combing that hair down or brushing that hair down after a couple of strokes, just to make sure I could see how it laid and see if there was any lines or any dark areas that I needed to take care of. So I am currently using my 1/16 guard. Lever is halfway open. And I'm just using that to get rid of one of them bottom guidelines. So as y'all can see, or as y'all seen earlier in this video, I didn't use my 1/16 guard at all. So I'm just going back and I'm cleaning up basically that line between my lever open and my 1 guard. And like I said before, guys, I use my 1/16 basically as a detailing guard. Like, I only use it when I feel it's needed. If the haircut doesn't need for me to use it, then I won't even use it. And now I'm just doing some lever play, adjusting that lever as needed to get rid of them bottom dark areas and them bottom dark spots and them lines. If there still is a line after this, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my trimmers. But if not, then I'm gonna go ahead and move on to my next step in this haircut process.
Damn it, Tito. Another one?
So I actually decided to put my number 1.5 guard back on. I just saw some dark areas that I felt needed to be cleaned up. So I grabbed that 1.5 guard and I'm just doing some more cleanup work, some more detail work. We're just trying to make this man look good before he gets out of this chair. And I'm just doing the same exact thing with my number 1 guard right here. Alright guys, so now what I'm doing is I'm using my blending shears and my comb. So basically this is like a shear over comb technique, and I'm using my blending shears to soften these dark areas, soften any line I see, and basically just make this blend look even better. Now you don't have to use your blending shears, you can use your regular shears. I'm just using my blending shears because I feel that it's a little more forgiving, and if you happen to mess up a little bit with the blending shears, it's not that big of a deal. So as y'all can see now, I'm just putting in my hard part. And now I'm holding my trimmer upside down and I'm making sure that line is straight and cleaned up. So as we're lining them up, guys, as you can see, it doesn't have like the straightest of edge ups. We're not really focused on trying to give them a super straight edge up. We just want to clean it up and just basically make it look as clean as we can make it look without having to push it back too far back, or, you know, trying to give him a brand new hairline. Like, we want it to still look pretty natural. All right, so y'all know how we do, guys. Whatever we did to one side of the head, we gotta do to the other side. So as you can see, I'm gonna start my steps all over. I'm starting with my clipper open, and I'm coming up a section. I'm gonna fade that line out, and I'm gonna go all the way to where y'all see that line towards the top of the hair, or towards the parietal ridge, and I'm gonna use my clipper over comb work there. And then, yeah, everything else is pretty self-explanatory. So if y'all have any questions, y'all can go ahead and drop them questions down below. I'll be sure to get back to them as soon as I can. But if you wanna know what steps I actually did, you can actually just go back and watch the other side of the haircut. And it's the same thing. I'm doing the same exact steps, guys. So y'all let me know what y'all think about this haircut so far. Let me know in the comment section if y'all think I'm killing it. If y'all think it sucks, let me know. I'm up for any type of constructive criticism. Well, I'm up for any criticism, whether it's constructive or not. Like, just let me know what y'all think. Let me know how y'all think I'm doing with these videos. If you haven't done so, please make sure to smash that like button. Also, if you ain't done so, if you're new to my channel, please subscribe one time for your boy. And yeah, guys, I'm just here working, you know, like always, just trying to put out content for y'all. And I hope y'all enjoying this content. You know, y'all know I got a bunch of clippers, so y'all know I'm always putting different clippers in my videos. Y'all know I'm always trying to do different things. You know, I'm doing vlogs. I'm not a one-trick pony, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to do a little bit of everything, the vlogs, the unboxing, reviews, tutorials. I'm trying to just do a little bit of everything so y'all stay, you know, y'all stay rocking with me, y'all stay entertained by my content. Or if y'all not entertained, then y'all stay learning. So I hope y'all enjoying it, guys. Also, remember, if y'all want to try any of the Stylecraft or Gamma tools, you can go directly to the website. I will make sure to have the link in my bio. You can click on their link and you can actually buy some of these tools. And if you want a small little discount, you can use my code TANK10 and you'll get a small discount. And I'd greatly appreciate that also, guys. But if you want to try any other tools that aren't Gamma, so if you want to try anything from Babyliss or anything, I have links down below. Also, it's going to link you to the Amazon website and it's going to have those exact tools, and y'all can also purchase those from there. And just so y'all know, guys, I don't just put out content on YouTube. So if you don't already follow me on Instagram, make sure you do that. It's at tank_b_chopping. Follow your boy, man. And if I don't follow you back, you know, I'm sorry. You know, sometimes I just get busy and I forget to follow people back. But if I don't follow you back, just send me a message and let me know, man. Like, hey, I'm one of your subscribers on YouTube, Tank. And, you know, I'll give you a follow back and we can talk on there also. So, yeah, y'all make sure to do that. So now we're done with that part of the fade. I'm starting on his hairline on the opposite side. So I'm just basically, like I said, guys, trying to follow what he has, but still try to create a nice crisp line. Hitting his vertical bars, making sure I try not to push that too far back. But like I said, I do want to make sure he gets a nice line. So yeah, we're just trying to make it look as crisp as possible. And as you can see, I'm lining up that C cup, trying to make that just pop also. And now basically what we're going to do, guys, we're going to hit everything with the razor. Everything we hit with the trimmers, we're going over with the razor.
Damn it, Tito. Another one?
And here I go applying the enhancements on his hairline, just making sure this haircut pops. Just putting just enough to make it look good, but still make it look natural. Like, I'm not trying to make it look too dark and too fake. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this cut, guys. Here it is. Here's the finished product. We did a low fade. We trimmed the top, gave him the comb over, lined them up, added some enhancements. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this cut in the comments, guys. If y'all liked it, let me know. If y'all don't, let me know. If you haven't done so, remember, guys, please subscribe to that channel one time for your boy. That's basically it for this video, guys. Until next time, YouTube, I appreciate y'all.